On a spring night in 2006, a man answered the phone and ran out his door. 8 days later, they found him inside a building he had no reason to enter. And behind his computer, a note that no one has ever been able to explain. Baltimore, the evening of May 16, 2006. Rey Rivera was at home in the north of the city. His wife, Allison, was away on a work trip. A colleague was staying in their guest room that night. Around dusk, the phone rang. She heard Rey take the call. Whatever was said, it moved him fast. He left the house in a hurry, without his wallet. He did not say where he was going. He was never seen alive again. By morning, he still had not come home. Allison's calls went unanswered. Days passed, with no sign of him. The family searched the city, hospital by hospital. They handed out flyers with his face. They drove the streets, looking for his car. For 8 days, Baltimore simply swallowed him. Then someone spotted his SUV. It was parked a few blocks from his office, right beside a grand old building called the Belvedere. To understand the ending, you have to know the man. Rey Rivera was 32 years old, a writer and an aspiring filmmaker. Tall, athletic, newly married, full of plans. He had moved to Baltimore for one reason. His best friend had asked him to. That friend ran a fast-growing financial publishing company. Rey came aboard to write for one of its newsletters. It was a world of bold predictions and big money. For a while, the new life seemed to fit. But in his final weeks, something shifted. Allison later described a creeping unease in him. He seemed watchful, distracted, on edge. He had started reading about secret societies. He had grown fascinated by the Freemasons. On the very day he vanished, he asked a lodge about joining. None of it seemed alarming on its own. Only later would each small detail begin to glow. The Belvedere was once one of Baltimore's grand hotels. By 2006, it was condominiums and event space. Some of its rooms sat empty and forgotten. Rey's co-workers came looking for him there. From the upper floors, they noticed something wrong. A jagged hole had been punched through a lower roof. Below it lay an unused conference room. And on that floor, they found Rey. He had fallen from far above and crashed through the metal roof. He had been there, alone, for days. The police reached a quick conclusion. They believed he had jumped from the roof of the building. A death by his own hand. But the scene refused to settle the question. His glasses were found nearby, unbroken. His phone had survived the fall intact. One sandal showed a strange drag mark, its strap torn. A money clip his wife had given him was gone. The medical examiner studied the injuries. Some did not match a simple fall. In the end, the ruling was a single word: undetermined.
Back at the house, Allison found something. A sheet of paper taped to the back of his computer. It was covered in tiny, dense handwriting. At first glance, it read like a letter, but the longer you looked, the stranger it became. It opened and closed with the language of the Freemasons. In between were lists of names, friends, family, co-workers, even people he had never met. There were references to films he loved, among them 3 by the director David Fincher, 7, Fight Club, and The Game. The note spoke of wanting to make people whole. It mentioned debts and time and things owed. It ended by congratulating everyone, as if describing a game. The family handed it to the FBI. Analysts read it closely. Their conclusion was careful. This was not a suicide note. It read, they said, like the writing of a mind in crisis. A report raised the possibility of a manic episode. To some, that explained everything. To others, it explained nothing at all. From here, the case splits in two. Behind the first door is a tragedy of the mind. In it, Rey is a man slipping out of reality, gripped by a sleepless, racing energy. One of his favorite films ends on a rooftop. A character leaps, falls through glass, and survives. Some believe Rey tried to live out that scene, that the note was the map of a breaking mind. Behind the second door is something colder. In it, Rey stumbled onto something he was not meant to see. After his death, his employer told staff not to speak. A gag order fell over the office. His missing money clip was never found. His unbroken glasses never made sense. And the injuries that did not fit a fall stayed unexplained. 2 doors, 2 versions of the same night. The phone call that started it has never been traced. The note has never been decoded. The hole in the roof of the Belvedere was patched and forgotten. Nearly 20 years later, the file is still open. Rey Rivera went out one evening and never came back. And the truth left through a door we still cannot see.